Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Mind of Reese. This week we are talking about, are you ready to hire? Ready to hire an assistant, other tattoo artists for your shop, a mentor, etc. What are the questions we should be asking ourselves in this? How do we up level in this? So I am so excited for you guys to dive into this episode. It really, a lot came out, a lot of heart and soul came out. It's definitely one of those things where it leads you back to yourself. And I hope that it inspires you in some capacity to stick with the decisions, live in the leadership of the yeses and the nos. But before we get into that podcast episode, I do want to say that we have a few things going on. My tattoo apprenticeship is still open. I am so excited. I have changed a few things because I've been inspired about how I want to structurally give the classes and how I know that this will help people up level. So I've stretched the timing as well and kept it at the same price. So this means you're basically getting twice the amount of time with me for the same price. So you're fucking insanity. So if you want to become a tattoo artist, this is your inspiration, or you are a tattoo artist and know someone that wants to become a tattoo artist, and this is a one-on-one in-person apprenticeship as well. So this definitely is going to need time. People will fly. If you need to fly, you're going to need to fly to me, pretty much every other week or 2 weeks out of the month. And so this is what's happening. My application is open. Go in the show notes. Click on that if you want to learn more about it. My VIP one-on-ones, my 6-month container. This is in a Zoom meeting type container. So anywhere around the world, if you are seeking to up-level your tattoo empire, meaning you are wanting to up-level your business structurally, you need accountability, you want community, this is where it's going to be. You want to up-level, you want to collapse time between where you are in your business now to where you want to be, and you want to do that with me, I would love to be in your corner. I would love to do life and business with you. So my program is open. I'm taking on 3 different artists, 3 different creatives. So ready if you are, go ahead and send in the application. We can hop on a call and see if we're a right fit for each other. Lastly, I am holding a new program called Booked Out. Now, this program is going to be all about how you fill up your books, how you call in the right soulmate clients, getting your mind wrapped around your money mindset, how we can really call in the wealth that we really believe we are meant for, coming into that space within us, allowing the universe to guide us, and also adding the strategy and structure on how I basically sell out every single one of my books being opened. I had them open 3 times this year. Every time I've had it, I've made anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I'm going to give you all the nitty gritty on how I do this energetically, structurally, intuitive, strategically. So if you want to be a part of this, sign up for the waitlist today, because on the first day, the first 24 hours, I'm actually going to give it for free. So you're going to get it for free for the first 24 hours. Then the price is going to go up significantly. So if you really, really want to be a part of this, you're going to want to hop on that waitlist today. All right, hun, I'm so excited. Please share this if you're feeling inspired. Please ask me questions. Shoot me a DM if you're like, man, I want to know more about this podcast episode. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Welcome back to another episode of The Mind of Reese. It is the day after Christmas and I am feeling on fire. I couldn't wait to come on here and share with you. Gosh, I have so many ideas but so today, what I wanted to really come on here and share with you is really about, I'm thinking about like hiring people, hiring assistants, hiring mentors, and how we do that, what we look for, that's this kind of thing. And so for me, I think the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I see a lot of artists struggling. It's always struggling with, whether it be Instagram, whether it be struggling with their, all the extra stuff that they have to do within their business. Being an entrepreneur, you're pretty much every part of your business until you start like delegating it out. And or even hiring mentors, like hiring people that you want to learn from because you are like, hey, like I want to collapse time between where I am to where I want to go. And basically this is all you're doing by hiring someone. So whether it be hiring new artists for your tattoo shop because you've opened up a new tattoo shop and you want to get artists in there, or hiring managers or assistants to help you delegate certain aspects within your business, or hiring mentors so that you can up-level your mindset, your business, just the way of your level of living so that you can structurally and soundly create something that will help you thrive. Because when you think about it, we all have the same 24 hours a day. How is it that there are some people that are able to do all of these things, and how there are some people that feel like they have zero time? And so, all in all, when I think about hiring, okay, let's first get into the aspect of like the mindset around hiring, because hiring means spending money. And in everybody's mind, what they think of is the moment, what's in their bank account. Of course, you want to look at things like what's within your means. You don't want to like overdo it. You definitely want to make sure that you feel good and comfortable, a little edgy. I like to feel a little edgy. I like to feel a little scared. You know what I mean? Like, because when we're feeling edgy, that means that we're pushing the boundaries. So if you are feeling edgy, but you know innately that it is time to hire someone because where you are continuously, and you're staying in the space of where you are, you're feeling either overwhelmed, you're feeling overworked, you're feeling like you're annoyed with your emails, you're feeling like you're not growing within your art, you're not growing within your business. There's something that has to change. That is an innate feeling within you that you know that your soul is asking for a change. When you're feeling misaligned, when you're feeling unhappy, wanting more, this feeling of all these other feelings, this is an inner job. Okay, so when we think about the first aspect of hiring is, do we have the funds? We want to be honest with ourselves. We also want to be open to the possibility of like, okay, if it's like also looking at it from a perspective of, well, what if I do? What could happen? Right? What if I do invest in that manager, that assistant, this tattoo artist, whatever it might be? What if I do? What could happen? So for instance, hiring a mentor. You're like, yeah, this is an $18,000 investment, right? You're making an $18,000. I don't have that money. Or is it I don't have the money, or I am unwilling to look at what I could do, look within my resources, figure out something that could happen in order for me to up level within my business? Or, because I notice a lot of people, especially with assistants, and I understand this very well, because we have this feeling within us that we're like, okay, how much do I have to spend on an assistant? What should I do? Like, how should I hire? Like, it's like, it's always at the end of the day, it's like not wanting to let go of, this piece of paper, which we hold so much energy and we put value in, called money. And so when I look at this, when I see this happening and people are willing to basically break their back, be tired, hands are hurting, minds are just off the place, they're not even fully present with the world because they're tired, and then they, move to substance to, at least make them feel something different throughout their day, whether it's just like the mundane things that are happening all the time because your time is being filled up with all these things you probably shouldn't be doing, and instead of allowing yourself more time to yourself because you have fear around letting go of your money, you are, you're just perpetuating more of the same. And so you want different feelings, you want a different life, you want change, but yet you're unwilling to make a different decision in order to receive that change. And that's where we just call that insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So when we're thinking about hiring someone, let's look at the massive change it could have on your life. For instance, hiring, a new tattoo artist. Yes, like hiring a tattoo artist is very different than hiring like an assistant or something like this, because hiring a tattoo artist, they're actually paying you money. But we got to look at it is like, what's the exchange here? Am I only hiring them for money, or am I hiring them, energetically to fill my space? Like, so for me, for instance, when it comes to like, let's say hiring a tattoo artist, I am not even looking at the money anymore. It used to be that way. I definitely know that. But like, I've invested a lot of time into these young up and coming artists, given them my all in exchange for a percentage of what they make. And yeah, and I believe that was a very fair exchange, because what I was teaching them, what I was giving them, what I was offering to them within my space felt very fair. I was offering energy, resources, education, mentoring, and as well as opportunities, sponsorships, things like this. And they were paying me in kind for this percentage. However, all of the stuff that I'm offering, energy, resources, time, you know what I mean? Like, I'm giving to them, is that worth money? At the time, for sure. Maybe a few months ago, if you listen to the last podcast about me basically manifesting all of my artists leaving, like I dissolved my shop, it was no longer an energetic match for me. It became too much energy, resources, time out, and wasn't worth what was coming in, because I felt that personally it was one of those things where I was shifting and changing and morphing and deciding that there were different things that I really wanted to put more of my energy, time, and resources in. And I knew that, at the end of the day, they could handle themselves. And when I tell them this, it ended up working out really well. But if you want to listen to that podcast episode on how I dissolved my shop, basically saying, oh, yeah, goodbye $15,000 to $20,000 a month of extra cushy income from my artists, because it energetically wasn't a match to me. Now, I know that for some of you, it could be really hard to hear that. You're like, wait a minute, you literally gave up that much money a month because you wanted to conserve your own energy and time? Well, yes. But then let's look at it from the other side of it. And if you want to go listen to that podcast, go ahead and go for it. That podcast episode. But when we're thinking about hiring someone, now let's look at it from the other end. Let's look at it from the end of like hiring an assistant or a manager to handle things. When I'm hiring an assistant and a manager, what am I actually getting in this exchange? I'm getting more time. I'm getting more energy back. And in that time and energy, where can I put that time and energy? Oh, I could put it in this, and this. That will actually help me. Let's just look at it from a sheer, really foundational thing. If I hire a part-time assistant that costs me X, Y, and Z, what am I actually getting back? Okay, I'm getting back more time and more energy, right? Time and energy that we can never get back. Yeah, we can never get that back. Because if I'm spending all of my energy doing all of the things and I don't know how to replenish that because I'm still continuously never giving myself any time to rest, then that's never coming back to me. And then all that energy expended doesn't get expended in a way that I feel like is up-leveling me. All it's doing is keeping me afloat, right? So we think about it this time. And then time goes on, so I'm just getting older by the day. Like, come on now. I'm not getting any younger here. Like, so what's more important to me? My time and my energy, always. That is a mindset shift that needs to happen. What's it worth? What's it worth to you? What's it worth to you, your time and your energy over your money? I don't want to hoard my money. I want to move it around. I want to play. I want to have fun. I want to offer more opportunities to other people so that they can come into my world and feel how it feels to really feel like this really abundant space. And so that's what I'm going to do. So when I look at hiring an assistant, for instance, I look at it, okay, I'm getting my time, my energy back, right? Getting my time and energy back. And yeah, I am utilizing resources. I'm paying them in kind. But with that time and energy, what can I do with that time and energy? Like, let's ask ourselves this question. What can I do? Oh, I can actually spend a little bit more time on my work, spend a lot more time on my designs, up-leveling my designs, evolving my designs. Oh, I can spend more time just doing fucking nothing and resting and allowing certain things to fire and wire within my brain as I'm giving myself this rest time so that I can be more creative. Because if we have no rest, we don't actually recuperate any of that energy to actually innovate what it is that we want to innovate, especially because we are so tired we can't even open and clear the blocks within us that block us from intuition, that block us from spirit, to give us the creativity, right? Because what we are conduits of creativity. We are not creativity. My body isn't creative. Reese, the identified Reese, is not creative. It is my consciousness. It is me being conscious of the avenues that my body is a conduit of creativity, and spirituality is what helps me move that creativity through so that I can shine that into this three-dimensional world. So in order for me to take it from the astral realm, from the 5 dimension, from the consciousness that I am, that we are as one consciousness, if I could take that creativity, if I don't have the energy to open up space to allow that creativity to flow through me, of course. That's why when you're tired, you can't think straight. You're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. You're just moving through the motions. You're doing the same design, just differently. Well, let me move this rose on the left side instead of the right side. Let me just tune this over here instead of over there. And it's the same lion and rose and thing over and over and over again. And you're really not like changing it up all that much, and you're maybe not even getting that much better faster in your artwork, thus not innovating. You know what I mean? So like, this is why time and energy is so important, because like, hey, I want more time for myself so that I can re-energize and create more innovation. And innovation only comes from rest and opening your mind up to different things. Like if I'm in the same motion every single day, do you think I'm actually going to be creating something different? No, because I'm energetically doing the same goddamn thing all the time. So how am I going to be doing the same thing and expecting a change? Now, if I'm habitually being intentional with that thing every single fucking day, really listening to my body, hey, saying, I do need more time and energy, so let me invest. Hell yeah. So what am I doing? I can invest the time into an assistant, up level by being intentional in the thing that I'm doing every single day. But intention takes energy. Intention takes energy. Shit, like I'm out there lifting weights, and I'm fucking tired from the night before because I worked until 10 at night, which, happens sometimes. Of course, like I'm not as focused on how the muscles are contracting every time I lift a weight. And so I'm not actually getting the best workout I can get. Yeah, I could say that I went and worked out, but it doesn't mean that I fired and wired my muscles in a way that's really going to break them down and build them back up. So it does take a lot of energy to do all that I'm talking to you. So what? We hire. Gives me back more time, more energy, and hey, guess what? Give it a month or two of doing this thing, of being that intentional, you get to raise your prices, baby. And you get to make more money. And you're saving yourself so much headache from all the other things. Let's talk about mentorship, how much that helps, okay? I, as a business coach, as a tattoo artist, as a tattoo mentor, spiritual mentor, energetic healer, all of the things, I understand the value of investing in courses that help me up level, mentors that keep me accountable, and all of these things. But yeah, sometimes these are expensive investments. And for me, I say it as expensive, quote unquote, as I'm air quoting in the air, is because you have not made it your new normal. This is all that we have to do, is we just got to treat these things as like, let me treat it as like a new normal thing. Okay. Let me create this new normal. And how do we create new normals? Is by being around people that have it already normal for them. You know what I mean? Like when I think about money, for instance, and I want to make $500,000 a year or more, which I think that's what we did this year. Ha ha! Feeling good about that. That was a goal, But working less and making more, I wanted to like feel that balance within me as I continued to grow financially. And that took a lot of inner work. Yeah. But that inner work couldn't have been implemented had I not had someone always keeping me accountable for the thing. So, and always showing me what was possible. Like, I'm here to inspire you, to share with you that it's possible, that it's possible to do all the things that you want to do, whether that be tattooing, opening up a tattoo shop, opening up a private studio, inviting other people into your shop, calling in the right soulmate clients, raising your prices, becoming an educator, becoming a mentor, having tattoo apprentices, all of these things that take up time and energy, all of these things that freak people out because it's a lot of time and it's a lot of energy. And potentially it could be, money involved as well. It's like we want to look at it from the exchange. What is the exchange here? Okay. And so for me, when I look at my exchange of resources, of money to give to a mentor per se, what does that give me? Well, that holds me accountable. I love being held accountable and then it helps me create habits to continuously be intentional, to continuously do the thing, to even help me up level mentally because, hey, someone is so confident in me that they're going to take me on as someone they're going to mentor and say, no, I believe in you. And I'm going to literally give you the keys to the kingdom and show you how I did it. And then you can take what I teach you and implement it in your own unique way. And I'm literally going to get you there. Instead of in 10 years, you're going to get there within maybe 1 or 2. Like, holy shit. Hell yeah. Are you kidding me? Fuck. I've spent over $100,000 this year to date now on mentorship. Easy money to spend. But of course it sounds scary because it's like, well, I don't have $100,000. Yeah, neither did I. Like, not fully. So I'm like, okay, how can I make this work? Ask a question. How can I make this work? Do you have payment plans? Do you have this? Do you have that? And if for some reason it's not going to work, like if for some reason I know in my heart that I have $30 in my bank account and this person's 30 grand, okay, yes, that's not maybe the best decision. But if I can make it work, how do I make it work? Oh, you know what? I think that this is so worth it. Now you have to meet yourself with yourself. It's like, if I believe that this is so worth it, and I think that I'm going to collapse time, why is tomorrow going to be the better day to invest than today? If I know that I all of a sudden had a $30,000 credit card that was going to allow me to spend $30,000 on a credit card, would I do it? Do I believe that by doing so, do I believe that by doing so, it's going to get me from where I want to be to where I want to go within that time frame? Would it be that worth it? Could I, at the end of it, make enough money to pay it back tenfold? Now think of it this way. I will give you a prime example of this. Like, earlier this year, I spent $10,000. Earlier last year, it was like November, of last year of 2021. I spent $10,000. It was the first time I ever invested in anything. It was the scariest thing I'd ever done. I did it. That woman took me twice the income that I made within a few months. Then I was like, oh, I tasted the Kool-Aid, bro. I want more. So I hired her mentor to be my mentor. That woman, I ended up making twice as much as I made the entire year of last year, taking vacation this year, which I've never done in my life. Not really. And working less days and doing things I love. So I'm like putting my hands in all the buckets that I really love doing. Like, I love creating like content that really is just so beautiful for you guys that you feel like you're getting the free content is fucking enough. And then I love creating programs for the people that are like, no, I want a little more. And then I love creating containers that are like super close, tight knit, tattoo apprenticeships, VIP one-on-ones, masterminds. Like, I love those ones because I want to be in your business so far, like up your ass, that I'm like, yeah, let me sniff your business. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, that made me happy. Plus, I love tattooing. I love sharing my artistic medicine with the world. So I tattooed too. And I owned a shop. And then I dissolved the shop. And now I'm opening up a new shop. And I'm going to be inviting all these new people in. And I opened up an apprenticeship program. And so it's just like, it's all of these things that I never thought was possible for me. It wasn't just the money that I made back. It was like, wow, I've just been opened up to the possibilities that I could do all that I want to do. And I can actually make money doing it and be really fucking happy. That's what I'm exchanging. That's the exchange. That's the exchange. If I would have known that sooner, I would have fucking done this 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Shit, if I would have known that there was a woman or someone out there, it doesn't matter, woman or man, that was out there saying, it's going to cost you 50 grand for this tattoo apprenticeship, but you're going to learn everything I know. Business, all this stuff, tattooing. If it was Pooch, if it was Nico, if it was any of those people that I look up to as a realism artist, you bet your fucking ass I would have asked for any loan or anything, knowing the exchange in that, knowing the exchange that I am making right now. It's not just, oh, I'm losing money. No, but what the fuck am I gaining from this? That's what we need to look at when we are investing money into this. What is the exchange? Is the exchange worth it to me? How can I make it work? And if I try all the avenues to make it work and it doesn't work, okay, fine. On my vision board. That's how I look at just everything. The moment I set my mind to something, go for it full force. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. But I don't give up. And so that's what happened this year. You could have not have told me earlier this year that I would spend 100,000. That's six numbers in mentorship when I could have done so many other things with that money, right? I could have saved it. I could have spent it somewhere else. I could have, I don't know. But at the end of the day, would I have the mindset I have now in order for me to have done all the things that I'm doing? Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know, actually. I don't want to say absolutely not, because I am a growth-oriented human being. But I would just say that time collapsed. I've done everything, everything that I have done in my career was done with an old paradigm thinking Reese. And I love that Reese. She's disciplined. She's a hard worker. She's kind of mean to herself. She's kind of a bitch. She's this girl. It's like, don't fuck with my money. Fuck with my work. You're fucking with my money. Like I was that mentality. And trust me, that girl was great. And she's still here. But I want to be nicer to myself. I want to listen to my body. I want less injuries. But because in that time of me being that hustle, fucking let's go. And I always beat my financial goals, all of the things, but I was really sick all the time. I had strep throat like almost once every other month. I was constantly going to Mexico to get amoxicillin because it was too hard to get it here. And the doctors were like, you just need to get your tonsils out. You have tonsillitis. Little did I know that it wasn't actually anything to do with my body. My body's just letting me know what my soul is trying to, my soul's being like, we need to change. But we are conditioned to believe that change needs to happen outwardly. So this is all, like, once I started to realize it was all an inside job, holy shit, that's what I'm exchanging. So when I realized that when I got these mentors, when I had hired help, it was one of those things, like, it came in, like, I started to realize that when I changed my inner state of being, my inner understanding of what money was about, what money was for, why I had the thought process of that I couldn't do it, I couldn't afford it, I want this, I want change, but I'm unwilling to make the sacrifice for it, whatever sacrifice, quote unquote, that might be. Like, this is the questions you need to ask yourself and answer honestly. And whatever comes up, that's okay. Like, you don't need to be like me, like, to do anything. I say be you. I'm just giving you how I've literally reverse engineered what has happened within my life in this past year and why, I see people not committing to themselves to hire out, whether that be employees, or to overdo it. Oh, I want 16 artists in my shop because that'll make me XXX amount of money. But then every shop owner I've ever met has been like, or most of them anyway, have been like, oh, they didn't hire their energetic match, so now they're energetically drained and feeling like they're spending a lot of time just putting out fires within the drama. But they don't realize this because they're not looking at this from an emotional standpoint. They're just looking at it as, oh, this is just the way it needs to be. And honestly, oftentimes it's because it's their kink to be in the drama. And that's why we hear a lot of fucking horror stories about lots of drama in tattoo shops, and we just chuck it up as that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, you're gonna have your fair share of conversations, but let's be fucking adults about it, okay? Let's have a conversation, an actual one. Let's not get bad. Let's not talk shit. Let's be upfront. Let's do the thing, right? That's energy out. And for me, at this part of my career, it was not the energy, and not that I had any drama, to be honest. I had the best. My shop was awesome. Like, our minimalistic drama was pathetic compared to the things that I've been through in my career. It was like nothing. It was an ant. It was like so tiny, minute things, and we squashed it so quickly. And, best. Just not energetically. I didn't want to put any more energy into that because for me, everything's 100%, 110%. Always trying to help others up level. And when I feel like we've all hit ceilings, we're moving. I'm a mover and a shaker. If I'm hitting a ceiling, I'm doing something about it. And that's first going inward, asking myself the right questions. Where is it that I need to shift? Where is it that I'm not letting go? Am I not letting go of money because I'm like, holy shit, this is great, So this is the first level. It's the money aspect of hiring. So this is where you got to get really clear with your inner self on what your money beliefs are. And here is the perspective shift on asking yourself the questions. Am I willing to let go? Why am I holding on to this? If I want this so badly, is it worth it? Or do I not really want this so badly? I just say I want change, but I actually just want to stay the same and not want to work for it. Be honest with yourself. Like, this is where, when you get to know yourself so innately, this is where you become conscious. You are no longer living this world unconsciously. You are walking this world with consciousness. You are conscious of your thoughts. And when you become conscious of your thoughts, you are empowered. You become your own power. You don't have to change it. You don't have to say, well, I'm not hiring an assistant because, to be perfectly honest, I don't want to let go of that money because I'm so afraid that I'm going to need this money for a rainy day. And yeah, I'm just unwilling to do it. So right now, my energy and time is not worth the money. Right now, money means more to me than my energy and my time, than my well-being. You just say it out loud. Make it fucking known. Like, don't be afraid. Don't be coward. Like, we gotta be like courageous. This is called bravery. And when you're brave and you're like, I'm honest. I was honesty. Whew, I feel good. I feel an integrity with myself. That actually gives you a little bit more energy to really look at the places within you that may stop you from doing things that you want to do, or that you say you want to do because you feel like it's the right thing to do, but you're just like not in the mood to do it. You don't want to work for it, or maybe it's not aligned with you. Maybe it just doesn't fit with you, And so this is the first aspect. The second aspect is, it's like the first and second aspect, really, it's letting go. It's where your money mindset is when hiring. And what's the exchange? Like, what can I ask myself? What's the actual exchange here? So that, like, if this is something I want to do, what can I actually say what the exchange is here? And let's look at it this way. When you make a decision, because all of us a lot of times stay in the confused state, like, oh, I don't know, I want to do it, I should do it, I want to invest in myself, I want to up level, I know it's worth it, but when we live in the confusion, that is so much more energetically exhausting for you. It's so much more energetically exhausting to be in confusion. And to stay in confusion, it takes up more time and energy because you continuously stay confused. You don't answer your own questions, which thus you push the energy down, you push the emotions down and continue to do the same thing over and over again, and then continue to go down the hill of like, wow, this is really hard and I don't feel happy, I don't feel good. How is it that I'm doing what I love, I'm drawing on people all day long, and I'm not feeling happy? Trust me, I've been there. I felt ashamed for not feeling happy. And the reason why you're feeling these things is because you are out of alignment. You're out of integrity with where it is you were meant to be, with who it is you were meant to be. And so leadership lives in the yeses and the nos. Leadership lives in the decisions to make the decision, hold tight to the decision, no wrong decision, but if it doesn't work out, that means that there is something out there better that is meant to happen differently. And so, like, surrendering the expectation, what's the worst that could happen? You hire an assistant. They give you help. I mean, that sounds like amazing, But you haven't been able to raise your prices. You realize you can't like really afford them that many hours. What do? We cut the hours. Let's say you do the mentor thing. You hire the mentor, right? You don't double your money within that first year, right? But couldn't you honestly say that you received nothing by changing what you were doing a year ago or what you were doing a month ago before you hired that assistant to now? You like, this is where leadership lives in the yeses and the nos, because when I say yes to something, I already know it's worth it before service is fucking rendered. When I hire a tattoo artist in my shop, I already know it's going to be worth my time, energy, resources, opportunities. Because I've already said it's going to be. Now, let's say this person ends up not being a match to me, becomes an asshole, energetically drains me. My energy means that, like, I'm energetically drained from this drama in my tattoo shop that now I can't tattoo as best as I can. And, I'm kind of getting down on myself from, all this stuff. It's like, okay, what am I learned? I learned that, hey, I hired this person. Why did I hire them? Did I hire them based off energetic match, or was I like a little desperate to want more money? Oh, you know what? Maybe you were a little desperate. Okay. Yes, I was a little desperate. Or no, I wasn't. I just realized that I didn't know myself well enough to know that this wasn't an energetic match. But now I know what I don't want. Let's go ahead and make new moves and do what I do want. You know what I mean? Hiring a mentor. I think when it comes to hiring, it becomes an energetic up-leveling and an exchange of things. So we talked about what the exchange is as far as, three-dimensional exchange plus the five-dimensional exchange of like time, which is not real, and energy, which is definitely real. So it's one of those things where I'm like looking at, okay, this is the exchange, time, energy, resources. These are the exchanges that we make with people all the time. This is currency. For me, my energy and time is just as valuable, or actually it's fucking way more valuable than money. But that takes energetic up-leveling. That takes inner up-leveling. And so when we make decisions, when we keep into the yeses and the nos, yes, this is right for me. No, this is not right for me. Don't make it a thing. Don't judge ourselves. Don't shame it. If later on we're like, you know what, I really should have hired that assistant, or you know what, I really should have hired that mentor, because now that I've hired them, and in hindsight, now that it's happening, and now that I've seen all the changes and shifts, well, fuck, I could have done that earlier, but now I know. Now I know what's more important to me. My education, my up-leveling in my own mindset, my mental health, my well-being, that is way more valuable to me than money. And that took me until I was 33 years old. I'm 35. For me to really fucking wrap my head around that, understand it, embody it, and be like, wow, this is, yeah, nothing is more important than my time and especially not my energy, especially not my peace. So if I think something's going to bring me peace in some capacity, I'm going to do it. Damn the money, damn the things, because now I know that as money is a renewable resource, and the more that I up level, the more that I have what the fuck moments where I'm like, how did that happen? How did I sell the same exact program, charged $700 more for it because that's what it was worth, but I didn't think that I was worth it to charge that much. That was the point. At the time, 2 years ago, and I up-leveled mentally, energetically, spiritually, because I started to give myself more time to become the conduit of creativity for the universe to speak through me and be like, okay, finally, let us through. We want to help you get to where you want to go. Yes, it might be painful. It would be really hard, because up-leveling and growing means like realigning bones and breaking them and putting them back together and things like this. That shit hurts. But I don't have to suffer through it, so I'm going to move and I'm going to accept and let's go. And so what ends up happening is that like we realize that the energetic exchange, when we decide, that's up leveling in our mindset. And I think I think growth is so valuable. I can't get enough of it. I'm like, I'm not growing fast enough. When I know I'm growing at an exponential rate, and I just got to wait for everything else to follow through in 3-dimensional time. I realize this all the time. So it's like when we think about things and we're like, oh, it's just not working. I invested all this money. It's not working. We got to look at it like maybe we're up leveling so fast that time, actual 3-dimensional human, the worldly, the matrix time just needs to catch up to where our soul is at. And that, my friends, is like, hell yeah. So this is where patience and surrender comes in. And so for me, when I think about committing to investing into tattooers, apprentices, or investing, because that's apprentices and tattoo artists working at my shop, that's energy and time I'm investing. And a lot of you might say, oh, but they should be able to work for themselves and things like that, or whatever. And I'm like, sure, yeah, definitely. But then all of a sudden there's a lot of drama going on, and then there's a lot of shit talk, and then there's a lot of this and a lot of that, and the vibe is off, and then every time you walk in the shop, you're like, oh, okay, God, let me get used to this, let me get ready for this. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, that's not worth the money to me. That type of energy ain't worth the money to me. But it is worth it to somebody because they look at money as more important than energy and time. And then to those and then it's like, it's a matter of what you're exchanging and what is it worth to you. And then being really, really honest with the understanding of your inner self. Because what got you here got you through a series of experiences that made you believe in the things that now make that we consider you and what you identify as and your beliefs. But those don't have to be set in stone. Like me, I used to put my money in a jail cell called a bank, never spend it because I was too afraid to. So I ended up investing in cheap things, getting cheap results, not investing in nicer equipment for my tattoo shop, not investing for me and my poor back, not investing in better travel when I was traveling to tattoo conventions to spread my name and spread the word because I was too afraid to maybe upgrade and get a nicer seat. Not that that's a bad thing, but now I'm realizing like my lower back hurts a lot. I never invested in chiropractic or acupuncture because I was like, that's just too expensive. I don't, and so all of these things, all of these little decisions that I have made throughout my life have created like physical things that really happened. So it ended up being like, oh, I didn't hire an assistant, so I was way more stressed out, way more burnt out. I was getting sick a lot. I was constantly having to go to the doctor. My artwork was suffering. But I was doing all these things, so I looked really, like, it sounded like I was doing, like, amazing because I was hustling my booty off. But, like, yeah, but it really wasn't up-leveling in the way that I wanted to. I love balance. That's the reason why I'm here. That's the reason why I'm talking to you about this stuff, is because I know that there's so many of us out there as tattoopreneurs who are heart-led, who really want to change the way that they do business, which is from a perspective of like looking at it from like an energy, time, resources standpoint. What is the exchange, and what do I believe is worth the exchange? Where does my worth lie? Does my worth lie in the money, or does my worth lie in me? And so this is where, when I want to encourage you guys to, like, whether or not you decide to invest in yourself, but asking yourself the real questions about what is it that I'm exchanging here? What is it that I know I'm going to get out of it? And when you decide that you're more worth it than the money, and you're more worth it than everything, you actually end up generating way more abundance into your life. You end up making more money. The moment I decided that I was going to work on myself to really believe and come to terms to the fact that, like, no, I am worth it, was the moment that any decision that I had made was an energetic up level, especially in the realm of investing in myself. I have 2 assistants. The reason why I have 2 assistants is because I understand my worth so much that I believe in my assistant's worth. So when my assistant looks overwhelmed and she is messing up on things and, having a hard time with certain things, not messing up on things, just like missing little things like words and things like this, what do? Oh, you know what? I'm realizing her energy is important to me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to invest into a part-time assistant to help her out do the mundane things that I don't want her doing, so she can up level within her creativity. Because I know that since I did that for myself, it helped me so fucking much. I do this for her. All of a sudden, I'm offering more opportunity to another person, to a second person who wants more responsibilities, because I've had her for about a year now. And then I'm also offering more time and space for my assistant Kayla, who now is up leveling in her creativity because of the fact that she has more time and space and energy. So you look at it from this exchange. Yeah, I'm spending all this money. Oh my gosh. But look at where we're going at an exponential rate. Again, this goes with mentoring. When I get mentorship, I am investing, yes, but I have already decided that my worth is worth it. Like, it's worth it because I said it is. And so that mindset shift in the thing, like the mindset shift in whatever it is that I'm saying yes or no to, saying, no, that's not worth my energy. That's not worth it to me. Okay, let's move on. That's energetic up leveling. So whether or not you invest in the thing or not, like I'd say it doesn't matter. You don't need mentors. You don't need assistants. You don't need tattooers. You do need tattooers. Whatever it might be, whatever it might look like to you, just be honest. The leadership lives in the yeses and the nos. So we want to make sure that we're like, okay, yes, this is worth it to me. But to me, from my perspective as a heart-centered tattooer, I am here to be of service to people. I know that my purpose in life is to help people up level mentally, in their business, in their financials, in their mindset, all the things. And so when I look at it like this, I am actually doing it by doing it for myself. I'm like, I'm going to innately embody worthiness. I am so fucking worthy. I am abundance. I am wealth. Like, no. Like, yes, wealth come to me. No. I am abundance. I am wealth. That changes things. That means that, yeah, although like there will be moments of old paradigm thinking of like, oh, I'm worried about this or I'm worried about that. And, but like the thing is that once I have a little bit of stress, understand where it's coming from, I can actually reverse engineer and try to create something around it that like, okay, this sounds like a sound idea to continue on. This could work. If it doesn't, oh well. But as long as I'm moving in a direction that's heart-led, then I'm good. That I know that I'm not moving in a direction of chasing, that I'm moving in a direction where spirit is guiding me to, where fucking source energy, the universe is guiding me to, it's guiding me to do it in this direction, then hell yeah, I'm living in the yes or the no's. And let's fucking do it, or let's not do it, or let's change it. But when I'm looking at it from like, so it's like money, where's our money at? Where does our money mindset at? The exchange, what is the exchange? What are we getting? What am I getting? Who am I helping? That's another question for you. Who am I serving by doing this? I'm serving myself. But I'm also serving others. Because I know that if I invest in myself like this, I am going to be up leveling in my tattoo work. When I'm thinking about VIP, for instance, I have a mastermind, I have a VIP mentor, I have a mastermind mentor, I also have course mentors where like I have like little courses that I'm taking right now. So yeah, so how do I have all this time for all this education? Oh, because I've created the structure within my business. But in order to create the structure that I want within my business to be able to continuously up level like this, I need my time. How do I have more time? I need to spend money I need to shift, I need to change resources in order to give myself back that more time. And how do I do that? How do I exchange that resource to do that? Well, I got to believe in myself so much that I know that no matter what I end up doing and spending is always going to be a lesson learned, and I'm up leveling in that moment. So it always comes back. If you're looking at me through the video, you're going to see the steps it takes. It takes you all the way back to the foundational you. What is it that I believe? Do I actually believe that I can get myself through this? Because I know, trust me, spending 50 grand on a credit card is fucking scary, right? But do I believe that I can get myself through this? Fuck yeah. That's why I lived in my car. That's why I lived in my car when I wanted to become a full-time fine artist, not even a tattoo artist, a fine artist, which I feel like is way harder than, being a really beautiful and successful that could pay all your bills fine artist, to a tattoo artist where this is more mainstream place. Yes, it's if you're a luxury heart-led, I like to look at tattoos as a luxury. It's a luxury thing. I'm a luxury brand. I'm a luxury spiritual brand. That's what my tattoos are. That's why I charge the way I charge, because I know it's worth it. I know it's worth it. But me charging that goes not only to me, it goes to all the people that I offer opportunities to. But in order for me to charge that much, again, having to come back into my inner worth and inner wealth and what I believe about myself. And how do I believe that, hey, if nobody showed up to a launch one day, to my book's opening launch, and I charged an X amount of dollars, am I going to be okay? Am I going to say, oh shit, this is activating me, and I would have to work through that, but am I going to be okay? I'm going to be like, fuck yeah, I am. Because let me bring back my past to remember that I did this with nothing. I did it all with nothing. Yes, I have a lot more people writing on it, but I know for a fact that I can get myself through this. And whether that be meaning like, oh shit, I got to downsize to re-upsize. And that's basically what I've been doing. Like I did that this year. I'm like, oh, the decision to take back time and energy to restructure, regroup, and then rebuild, I'm doing that. I'm literally doing that. I took a step back instead of running forward and saying, no, the money's more worth it. And that's okay too. Like, that's up to you. To me, it wasn't, because I knew that by taking a step back, getting back more of my time and energy meant that I could restructure my business, that I could analyze and re-strategize, and then move forward in a way that's more aligned with me, and that actually, which I fucking believe wholeheartedly, will make me 4 times, 5, 10 times much more money than what I was making had I just continued on to doing the same thing over and over again, realizing that it wasn't aligning with me and depleting my energy and thus my time. So it's all about the decisions. It's all about asking ourselves the right questions, okay? And in this podcast episode, it's definitely, we're talking, you know, for me, it's like asking yourself the question at the end of it, and at the end of it all, do I believe that I can get myself through this? Now, if you've tried everything and it doesn't happen, do I believe I can get myself through this? Do I know that maybe since this isn't that time, that it's not meant to be at this time? You know, it's the way we talk to ourselves. The way that we talk to ourselves, it like just, you know, it within our subconscious mind, the way that the thoughts start to change within your mind, how you actually talk to yourself in a conscious level, is knowing you're up level. You're like, oh, I'm actually, like, I'm okay that this didn't work out. Like, I really wanted it to, but that just must mean that there's something better out there. That already, in and of itself, is an up level. And so it's constantly the ebb and flow of coming back to what's worth it to you, what you believe you're worth, and moving from there. And then we get into the semantics of like the strategies of money, time, energy, things like this. So I hope this all made sense for you guys today. I was just feeling the vibe on really just getting people's minds wrapped around, you know, hiring, who you're bringing in, what you're investing, like looking at the words that we're utilizing when we're doing a thing, and asking ourselves the right questions to get to know ourselves so well, to know what it is we believe we are worth. Do we believe that we're actually worthy of it, or do we, you know, or maybe something else? And I'm hoping that this inspires you to just up-level the questions, because we all know that the quality of questions you ask determines the quality of life that you have. And me just spending another 30 grand on a mentor never gets easier to do the thing, but it always initiates you and activates you and offers you a lesson to be learned. And I just know that for me, that my energy and my time is just more worth it to me, and I'm worthy of time and energy. So, and of money, which comes. So I hope that this helps you out today. If this does, please leave me a DM, leave me a comment. If you're feeling the vibe, you're like, oh my God, that was really amazing. Or Reese, I have more questions on this. Like, please do not hesitate to ask. A lot of my content comes from your guys' DMs and just like your guys' comments or your guys' emails. And so I always like love to hear from you, your feedback. And if you feel inspired and you feel like this is would be a really good podcast to inspire someone else, a friend or something, send it on over to them. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.